I love animals.
What's your name, pal?
That's Ariel.
Roxanne came to see me early in the year 2008, and she really was just miserable at the time.
Yeah.
And you'd never expect that having met her today, but she had severe neck pain, severe shoulder pain, severe pain into her arm, a funny posture to her neck that
Yeah.
she couldn't quite get her head up straight, and
Couldn't hold it up at all.
was absolutely miserable. And knowing her now, I know she was at the same time distraught at not being able to, I think, just function in life. The condition is a very common one, and it's a condition that's known as a cervical disc herniation. And in this case, the herniated disc in her neck had applied pressure to one of the more important nerves going to her right arm. She's actually one of the rare people with the cervical disc herniation that you actually have to move the process towards surgery in a rapid fashion. Most people, 80, 90, 95% of the time, this problem gets better on its own.
And I did therapy for 2 years. I did everything I could possibly do for 2 years, and it just was not helping. I couldn't even function regular on a normal basis, let alone work on the farm or deal with my animals. I mean, I could barely function every day getting out of bed. Getting out of bed was hard.
She's a very upbeat lady, always smiling, I think very hardworking, very high energy, as you can see. And you know, it's sometimes very easy to pick up on how psychologically distraught people get when they see that kind of rug pulled out from under them. The surgery that Roxanne had was a two-part operation, and with this condition, the critical part or is to get the pressure off the nerve. And in this case, that's done through an incision in the front part of the neck that allows us access to the disc, and then we can remove the disc and thereby remove the pressure from the nerve. Obviously, if you take away a big piece of the spinal column, you can't leave that gap without reconstructing it. And classically, or in most cases still, we usually restore that gap with what's called a fusion procedure. In Roxanne's case, we made available the option of newer technology, and that newer technology was a cervical disc replacement. Very, if you will, the same concepts. Many patients have hip replacements and knee replacements, so procedures where we replace the structure with a synthetic device, in this case a metallic device with certain plastic components that allow her to maintain motion of the neck, but also serves to protect against breakdown in other areas of her cervical spine.
Immediate relief.
Yeah.
No therapy, it was the only recovery I had was from moving everything over for the procedure, and the only thing that ever bothers me is the
Scar area?
The scar gets a little sensitive. Other than that, I mean, from the day after,
She had an immediate
100% immediate relief.
She had immediate relief of the pain, and her strength came back very quickly.
you know, for 2 years I had done therapy. I was going to another doctor who was a retired surgeon, and I didn't want surgery, so it was a great option for me at the time. And it just, the reoccurrence of the injury in late 2007, I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So my brother Stephen had convinced me to see Dr. Palumbo. He spoke very highly of him. He had been to him in the past, and so I went to see him, and I already knew he was going to say surgery wasn't my option because I'd already been through all the other routes, and I was really scared. But I'll tell you, from the moment I woke up after it, he saved my life. And now I have my full range of motion. I can lift. I can do anything. I mean, I feel better now than I did, I think, before I herniated my neck. I mean, I've had people ask me about my procedure. I have a friend up in Michigan. I'm like, too bad you don't live in Rhode Island. Why don't you come to Rhode Island? Dr. Plum will take care of you. But I told her all about my procedure and how wonderful it was. Her husband's been suffering from a herniated disc for quite a few years. And I mean, I recommend the procedure and the facility to everybody. I was trying to beg her to come to Rhode Island. I'm like, you can stay with me while you recover. Your husband can stay with me.